Hi, my favorite first graders. Happy Friday and happy first day of spring. I hope you are all having fun learning from home. I miss you very much. One thing I really miss is our read alouds together. So I decided I will try to record some read alouds so that I can send them to you while we are away from each other. We've been studying different authors and their crafts. We have enjoyed lots of Dr. Seuss books and books by Jonathan London and Robert Munsch. But I really would love to share some books with you by my very favorite author and illustrator. His name is Eric Carle. You may know him from the book The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And so today I chose one of Eric Carle's books called The Very Clumsy Beetle. He loves to write about animals and insects especially. So this story is a fiction story about a beetle that is clumsy. And he uses lots of the author's crafts we talked about, like sound words and dialogue and comeback lines. So maybe you will hear some of those author's crafts as you listen to this story today. So the story is called The Very Clumsy Beetle by Eric Carle. In the beginning of his books, he sometimes will give you real facts, real information about the animal in his books. So he does give us some information about beetles. He wrote, beetles are small and somewhat clumsy bugs. When one falls on its back, it cannot roll over to get back on its feet. Instead, it will stretch and release a snap mechanism that is located between its head and abdomen. This makes a click sound and flips the beetle through the air. If the beetle is lucky, it lands on its feet. If it is not so lucky, it will try again and again until it succeeds. So this is the story of The Very Clumsy Beetle by Eric Carle. Listen to see if you could figure out his author's message or the lesson that he wants us to learn from this story. One fine morning, a young beetle decided to go for a walk. At noon, it climbed up and down a flower. In the afternoon, it rummaged through a pile of pebbles. In the evening, it crawled among the tall blades of grass. And when it turned nighttime, the young beetle crept up a tree. After a while, it got tired and fell to the ground. It landed on its back. The young beetle tried very hard to turn it over onto its feet, but it couldn't. "Help!" it cried. All along, a wise old beetle had been watching the young beetle. "Tomorrow morning, I will teach you how to click and flip through the air and land on your feet," said the wise old beetle. "In the meantime, you may as well go to sleep. Good night." The next morning, the wise old beetle said, "Look at me. This is how it is done." First, it turned onto its back, and then, with a loud click, see the ellipses right there? It flipped through the air and landed on its feet. "Now you try it," said the wise old beetle. "Thank you. That looks easy," replied the young beetle. Just then, an earthworm stuck his head up out of the ground. "Look at me," said the young beetle. And with a loud click, it flipped through the air. But it landed on its back. "How very clumsy of me," said the young beetle. Just then a turtle ambled by. "Better luck next time," said the turtle. "Keep trying." "Look at me," said the young beetle. And with a loud click, it flipped through the air. But it landed on its back. "How very clumsy of me," said the young beetle. Just then, a snail slithered by. "Don't worry," said the snail. "You'll get there." "Look at me," said the young beetle. and with a loud click, it flipped through the air, but it landed on its back. "How very clumsy of me," said the young click beetle. Just then, a mouse scurried by. "You need a little more practice," said the mouse. "Look at me," said the young click beetle. And with a loud click, it flipped through the air. But it landed on its back. Just then, oh, what was this? The young click beetle had never seen anything so big. It could not move. It was scared. "Quick, click, and flip," cried the wise old click beetle who was watching. And the young click beetle clicked and flipped through the air, but this time it did 3 graceful somersaults and landed on its feet. "Look at you," shouted the wise old click beetle. "You have done it." I love that story. Did you hear the sound effects inside? Wasn't that cool? So, I'm wondering if you could talk about with somebody at your house what you think the author's message or the lesson is that he wanted us to learn. If you want to, you could send me a text message or an email to let me know if you figure it out. Or if you have a connection to this book. Was there ever a time in your life where maybe you tried to do something and you couldn't quite get it at first, so you had to keep trying and trying and trying and trying? Maybe it was learning how to tie your shoes, or ride a bike, or maybe swim in a pool. Maybe you could talk about that. Well, I loved reading with you today, and I hope that I can continue to do this. I hope to hear from all of you soon. I miss you, and I hope you enjoy the story. Bye-bye.